Got some live breaking news in this mystifying Nancy Guthrie case. Who was the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. Apparently, and I've got a whole lot to share with you, including Trump coming to the rescue and what that really signifies. Nancy Guthrie's neighbor reported suspicious white van parked on the block days before 84-year-old went missing. So Guthrie's neighbor, Brent McIntyre, said it was somewhere on the street. It was a white van, full-sized, with no printing on the sides. So it was like one of those typical kind of scary, haunting white vans that you see in horror movies or abductor movies. It was parked on the street. Normally, people that are coming to work on your home will have a company vehicle, or if they're independent, something written on it, he added. From now on, I'll have paper and pen recording anything unusual. A lot of people are saying that there's like a new kind of abduction theory by this ex-FBI agent saying could have been abducted, taken to Mexico. As further clues point to a theory that the 84-year-old mother of Today host Savannah Guthrie is the victim of targeted kidnapping. This was in its fifth day Thursday, and Pima County Sheriff Department in Tucson has no suspects, zero suspects whatsoever. For some reason, security camera footage from the night Savannah Guthrie's mom went missing can't be recovered because she didn't pay for the subscription service. Now, I have Ring and Nest all around my home, and I can say this. I usually have it for not only security purposes, but just for like that live real-time feedback, as you get all sorts of solicitors and weirdos coming to your door. I don't have the subscription service that has the kind of long-standing recordings. During Thursday's press conference, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos revealed Guthrie's doorbell camera disconnected around 1:47 a.m. on Sunday. Now, here is something worth mentioning as this search continues today. This is the harrowing timeline of events. Check this out. So you can see here on the screen right here, this was revealed by the sheriff in the latest press conference that he had yesterday. So January 31st, 2026, 5:32 p.m., Nancy travels to local family's home. 9:48 p.m., family drops Nancy off at home and garage door opens. At 9:50 p.m., garage door closes. Here's where she went missing. February 1st, 2026. This is the weirdest part right here. At 1:47 a.m., doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12 a.m., software detects person on camera, but there's no video available because there's no subscription. At 2:28 a.m., I wonder, so that's an interesting detail. I want to come back to that because this kind of rubbed me the wrong way from day one. Something just seems really weird and funky about this. At 2:28 a.m., pacemaker app. So she has to have this special medication. She has a pacemaker, shows disconnect from phone, which leads me to believe, I find it hard to believe after all this time that she, God forbid, I'm hoping, I'm praying. I don't think she's still alive anymore, though. 11:56 a.m., family checks on Nancy. At 12:03 p.m., the 911 call to Pima County Sheriff's Department. And then at 12:15 p.m., patrol arrives. And here we are to this day, on the sixth day now of not knowing where Nancy Guthrie is. TMZ, which I don't know is really much of a credible source, revealed that there was a threat made in the ransom note if first deadline isn't met. So law enforcement officials confirmed that the note made a demand for 5 p.m. local time, with a second demand set for February 9th. TMZ is one of the outlets that obtained the ransom note, demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin for Nancy's safe return, reported that the demand would change if Thursday's deadline isn't met. If the supposed ransom isn't fulfilled by Monday, then there will be more serious consequences. And then Derek Colella, it just gets weirder. This California man is accused of sending a phony ransom text to Savannah Guthrie's family about her missing mother. He has since been arrested. This guy's in his mid-40s. He messaged Guthrie's daughter, Annie, and son-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, about the ailing 84-year-old, according to the complaint filed in Arizona federal court. Read, quote, "Did you get the Bitcoin we're waiting on to end for that transaction?" Approximately 3 minutes after sending, data obtained by authorities show Khalil Osama made a 9-second long call to an identified family member of Guthrie, according to the court docs, which didn't name the relative he allegedly called. So, I mean, just picture this. This is like literally the worst case nightmare ever. As a human being, your mom, your family member, your kid, whoever gets abducted from their home, and you have no idea what's going on. She needs medication. She's old. She's feeble. She probably can't take care of herself. It's now going on 5-6 days. You have no idea what's going on. And this heathen sends you a text message and a phone message saying, "Hey, I'm your guy." And it turned out to all be fake. I mean, can you just imagine what this poor family is going through? And look who comes to the rescue. So President Trump posted this saying, "I spoke with Savannah Guthrie and let her know that I'm directing all federal law enforcement to be at the families and local law enforcement's complete disposal immediately. We are deploying all resources to get her mother home safely. The prayers of our nation are with her and her family. God bless and protect Nancy." Now, you might say, well, wait a minute, the president of the United States, don't the local authorities have control over this? Kash Patel already has touched down in Pima County, and he has, directed the fullest extent of federal arm to help with this investigation. But, I mean, you might think that that's special treatment or what have you, but it just goes to show, because this story has really gripped the nation, and I just got a funky feeling from it, and I'll come back to that in just a second. But this is the same news media apparatus. Think of this. Think of how amazing our president is. This is the same news media outlet that has committed egregious mutineer acts of sedition, treason against the American public, spreading vile misinformation, calling our man, our president of the United States, who won, by the way, in an open and free election. So they really look bad by attacking him every single day, calling him a Nazi, constitutional crisis, threat to democracy, Gestapo, a king, an authoritarian. Wait, time out. This is the same woke media apparatus. This is the same woman who works for this station, who did this, by the way. Check this out.
It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true and that disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is a satanic cult run by the deep state.
Study the subject. I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by Republicans.
Republican Senator Ben Sass said, quote, "QAnon is nuts, and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories."
He may be
Why
right.
not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you another thing.
Let's waste a whole show. You start off with white supremacy, I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more in this vein.
Let me just tell you, what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia. And I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it very strongly.
But there's not a satanic pedophile cult
being run by. I have no idea. I know nothing about that.
You don't know that? Okay.
No, I don't know that.
This
week.
Neither
do you know that.
Okay, just this week
why
retweeted.
Aren't you asking me about Antifa? Why aren't you asking me about the radical left?
Because you're
why
volunteering.
Why aren't you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because you're here before me.
Back in 2024 during the election, she was attacking him left and right. I mean, talking to a former president of the United States at that time and future president of the United States. She knew that Biden and Kamala weren't going to, and she asked Biden the most softball question. This is the same apparatus, the same woke media that said Biden was sharp as a tack, that elevated the biggest fool to ever run for anything in political history in Kamala Harris. And what does Trump do? He came to the rescue. He put all that aside. That's the same guy that you call a Nazi. That's the same guy that you call a king. That's the same guy that you call a threat to democracy. Interesting.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy.
So that was the first initial video that Savannah and her brother, and I think that's her sister as well, put out. And then the brother just put out another video saying that they want actual proof that their mother is still alive. I guess assuming that that's the only way they're going to entertain any kind of ransom or demand or what have you, even though a lot of these ransom and demands have proven to be debunked and fake and fraudulent. I mean, it's just, this is what really, really confuses me. And I want to get back to this. I said I was going to get back to it, and I'm going to get back to it. So this doesn't make any sense to me right here. So if you look at the timeline here on your screen, okay, you will see that there is 1:47 a.m. on the day that Nancy Guthrie goes missing. It looks like the doorbell camera disconnects. Did this individual know about the doorbell system, disconnected? And then here's the mystifying part. So the software detects the person on camera after the doorbell camera is disconnected, the actual doorbell camera. However, there's no video available, no subscription. Like, why would you, so you disconnect, or the doorbell camera becomes disconnected. I guess we don't know for sure how that happened. I'm assuming the suspect had something to do with it, but then the software detects it. Are you just stupid, or did you know ahead of time Nancy Guthrie did not have a subscription, which leads me to believe it's got to be somebody who had extensive knowledge about her. Now, I'm not going to make any conclusions. And this is just all my own hypotheses, all my own theory. But I got to be honest with you guys. I think that this has something strangely to do with a family member or something like that. Now, I know there was a brother-in-law suspect, and nothing has really come of that. There's no conclusive evidence that shows that the brother-in-law had anything to do with it. Once that kind of popped up, it made a lot of sense. But that piece of evidence right there, and the fact that now police are saying that they're not going to be putting out any more press conferences, that piece of evidence about going in front, we all have these kind of systems, these rings and nests, whatever. Knowing that you go in front of that camera, or at least you present yourself, you must have an idea where all those cameras are, and not worrying about it tells me there's something going on the inside. And dare I say, I think it might have something to do with some close family, insider family, maybe even Savannah, her brother, or her sister. That video just kind of struck me sort of weird and off, and just this whole thing, it just seems so mystifying to me that this is, it could be totally random. It could be a totally random crime, but I think something big is happening here. And this just really, really confuses me. Speaking of confusing, something that confuses a lot of people, we're talking millions of seniors, is Medicare. A lot of people have no idea. And I get it too. I mean, anything medical is really confusing, especially when it comes to coverage. Most people don't even know they're probably on the wrong plan, and they have it's not of any fault of their own. The system is super corrupt. People are often paying thousands more for Medicare coverage than they need because they were given bad advice. That's why I've decided to partner with Chapter. This is a free resource for my audience. They've already helped scores of my listeners save thousands on their coverage. They're not salesmen. They even will help you and tell you, hey, you're actually on the right plan. You can keep your doctor. It's totally free. They're unbiased. Check out these testimonials. One viewer here says, I just signed up with Chapter. I was on the phone with the guy for close to 2 hours. It was an amazing process. The most honest Medicare call I've ever made, and no broker fees, just good good, honest information. Great share of Professor Nez. And then here we have Teresa says, I just got off the phone with chapter, was able to save over $1,000 a year by calling them. Thanks, Professor Nez. So do yourself a favor. Call this number right now, 656-218-0931. Totally free. Again, 656-218-0931, and tell them Professor Nez says, hey. Another interesting bit of information is Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanios on Thursday, this was yesterday, said that we're not confirming that any cameras were smashed or destroyed around the house. Now, why that's interesting to me is that if you're going to abduct somebody who you may think be financially, beneficial to you, obviously being the mother of a famous public figure, you would think that like one of the ways to cover your steps is to make sure that you've got to know, unless you're just a complete total mook, you've got to know that there's security, there's cameras everywhere, and you would take some kind of measure to either avoid them, disconnect them, destroy them, what have you. The fact that identifier, the fact that there was an alarm right after she was abducted, seemingly, and the fact that they did nothing about it, they didn't worry about it after disconnecting the actual camera, it just, to me, sends alarm bells. I'd love to get your thoughts on all this. Let me know what you think. As of right now, there's still nothing, no word of where she is, if she's alive, what's going on. Let me know if you think she's alive in the comments down below and why. I'd love to hear from you. Tap that thumbs up if you love America. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.